And B-Hop, obviously, switching topics. Errol Spence, he had a torn retina, and he had to get, pulled out of that fight against Pacquiao. What do you make of all that?
Only thing I can do is listen what you said to me and listen what I've heard. But that's conversation, and that's what they said happened. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not true. I like Spence. I respect Spence. I know he always ready for any challenge. But I just think, I just have some suspicions about this whole thing, to be honest with you. Because I just think that the way it manifests and came out suddenly real fast and no one knew it before is to me just, and I've been around a long time and I understand certain things that's said because of other things. I'll just say stay tuned if you hear something else other than what everyone was given or was told. I think it's more to the story than what it is. But if it's true, I just wish him a speedy recovery, but I had to say that first because I want to be the first one that people say, well, what did I know that everybody else didn't know, or what did I know that few other people did know, but nobody was bold enough and brave enough to say it. And again, if it's the case, then I think we all should see it.
Well, what do you think? What do you think might be the other issue? Maybe not the eye, or
It could be a lot of issues. It could be business. It could be lack of. It could be a lot of things. I mean, the whole thing is right now is considered. This was been told, and most people probably will believe it, and most people will never even dare to question it or say, "Well, give me a little details of it." I'm the type person, if something happened to me, I'll show an X-ray to the world of boxing. Let them know, look, I'm ready to fight. I got an X-ray. Look, it's a hairline fracture, or it's a straight cut through broken bone. Because, I'm always suspicious about things coming out of nowhere. And I know most people are gullible, and they would eat it, and they would take it, and they would repeat it. Like, I don't repeat anything. I'm conscious of repeating anything that that I don't have more to it, and I got other questions, or I got other reasons to think different.
What's good, family? So mash the like button and subscribe. So we just heard there from our man's Hall of Famer, B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins. Wow. Your man's B-Hop has got Errol Spence down super bad. Team Spence, from what I'm hearing now, one of my dons inside Errol Spence's camp reached out to me and is telling me Team Spence are in turmoil right now. I'm hearing they've got lawsuits on the way and defamation suits on the way, posted right up on Bernard Hopkins. So don't be shocked. If I was you, man, download that interview, because from what I'm hearing, that interview is about to get got. Yeah? Super got is what the interview's about to get. B-Hop, he best go into hiding right now. Yeah? You got the Haymon and all the PBC hitmen are out there right now, searching for B-Hop. B-Hop be laying low, you best believe, because Team Spence can't afford this. It's one thing, your man's the YB USA coming out and exposing the truth, like I've been doing the last few days. Your man's the YB, the evidence is there. I was the one 4 weeks ago who told you, man. I'm hearing rumblings out of Team Spence that they ain't liking what they're seeing from Team Pacquiao. They're not liking the footage they're putting out. And what do we know? Errol Spence's footage is coming out and he's getting the... Listen, Errol Spence's sparring partners are giving him the beats in sparring. That's how Errol Spence's training is going. Next thing we know, we see Team Pacquiao posting up footage and Pacquiao's out here like he's 21 again. His feet doing some next alien UFO thing that's floating and whatnot. Super fast hands. So you got Spence getting his eyes knocked all around the place. Errol Spence getting his eyes not twisted by his sparring partners, and you got your man's Pacquiao floating like a UFO. Wow, it was it was only going to end one way, and unfortunately, it has ended it one way, and it seems to be a pre-fight TKO or pre-fight KO for your man's, the Senator Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Yeah, and obviously now, to add insult to injury, we've got Tier 1 Hall of Famers coming out and airing out Team Spence. Yeah? Team Spence down. Listen, Team Spence are down bad. It's one thing when you've got YouTubers like myself. It's one thing when you've got investigative journalist YouTubers like your man, the YB USA. It's another thing when you've got Hall of Famers coming out and saying exactly the same thing. The only thing B-Hop didn't tell you that I've told you is the reason why. Because he don't know the reason why. I know obviously I'm going to reach out to B-Hop shortly, but you best believe the reason why B-Hop don't know this. He don't have the moles the YB's got. He don't have the person, he don't have the informant, the Team Spence informant telling him the truth what's really going on. Yeah? I told you, man, what it is already. Pacquiao looking too sharp in sparring. Yeah? Team Spence thought they were fighting an old man. They thought, yeah, we'll get a piece of that pay-per-view old man money. Oops. Pacquiao looking too sharp. And I've got another video coming soon. Team Pacquiao today saying that, listen, Spence was lucky. Yeah? An interviewer asked Manny Pacquiao's team, what do you think about Errol Spence's eye? And Team Pacquiao said, listen, he's lucky his eye was twist. Because if it wasn't, we'd have been giving him a good whooping next weekend. So to be fair, I concur with Team Pacquiao. He's right, they're right. Team Spence really is lucky. Yeah? He's lucky he found a way out, because it wouldn't, listen, as bad as Team Spence are down right now, as down bad as Team Spence are right now, they would imagine how much worse it would have been watching their mans, the truth. Oh man, you know iron sharpens iron. Imagine watching him getting plastered around the ring next weekend by a 45-year-old man. So to be fair, like Team Pacquiao said, on reflection, in conclusion, they've made a good decision here, pulling out. Because at least they've salvaged a little piece of their reputation. Although, now you've got Hall of Fame boxers coming out and exposing the truth. Exposing that there ain't nothing wrong with his eye. Now, obviously, like I said, B-Hop doesn't know the real what's really going on. All he knows is that something don't sit right. And that's the truth. And the words that he says here are extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. And in fact, that's what we're going to do next. Next, we're going to analyse the words B-Hop uses from the top. He says, that's what they said happened. I don't know if what they say is true. I just have some suspicions. Now, what did I tell you, man? When this news first broke, what did I tell you, man? In fact, after this news first broke, and Errol Spence posted up a picture, yeah? What did I tell you? I said, listen, apart from a picture that he could have produced in about 5 minutes, i.e. anyone can put an eye patch on. Apart from a picture and an eye patch, what have we seen? Have we heard from any doctors? Have we heard from any reputable doctors who are prepared to put their name and career on the line? Yeah? Have we? Oops. Nope. What else have we seen? Have we seen any official documentation from Nevada State Athletic Commission? Oops. Nope. And in fact, I've got another video coming soon. Your man's the YB. In fact, I shouldn't even really disclose this kind of information. It's too explosive. But you best believe your man's the YB is in contact with NSAC. I'm doing my own investigation because Errol Spence alleges that NSAC officials said they weren't going to grant him a license. Errol Spence alleges NSAC doctors said his eye was too twisted up. I've reached out to NSAC, and what I can confirm right now is they haven't said yes to anything. I've reached out to NSAC executives director, and I said to him, listen, is it or is it not true that is it or is it not true the commission refused to grant Errol Spence a license on the basis of a failed eye test. Do you know what they said? Like I told you earlier, they did not confirm or deny. He said that he wants to book a phone conversation with your man's the YB. Phone conversation? What you mean to say is you're trying to do some recon. Yeah? You're trying to get some information and try and silence the YB. Listen, that's what's not going to happen. How about that? Simple yes or no answer. Did you or did you not grant him a license or deny him a license? Oops. What we do know right now is your man's the executive director of NSAC could not confirm, or whatever way you want to call it, he did not confirm. I'm going to, in my next few videos, so watch out for that. In my next few videos, I'm going to show you, man, the proof. 100%. It's looking hella fruity and fishy right now. And we already know that many athletes like to bring in, or like to use the commission as, what's the word? They like to use the name of the commission as a piece of evidence to support their claim. What do we know recently? Who else fell into that trap? Conor McGregor did. Conor McGregor said that, NSAC of, what was it? Something about his leg. Oh, yeah, that was it. Conor McGregor alleged that NSAC knew about his leg being broken before the fight. He was saying, yeah, the commission already knew my leg was bashed up. And then after the fight, the commission came out and said, we didn't know anything about his leg. And that's my point. Errol Spence has alleged, the commission said I couldn't fight. When I reached out to the commission, obviously I'm going to have to have a conversation with the man, but so far he has not said, yeah, we said he couldn't fight. He wants to be doing all the extras on the phone. I thought, extras on the phone? Yeah, these guys think they're smart, trying to get the YB's phone number and whatnot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? These yellow goofies. Yeah. Did you or did you not cancel the fight? That's what we want to know. Oh well, we can book a meeting. Let's do between 2 and 4 p.m. Something fishy going on, because it shouldn't be that difficult, should it? That's another thing. I don't know about you, man, but I haven't seen no official statement that, yep, today Errol Spence failed an eye examination and we're not going to grant a license for the Pacquiao versus Errol Spence fight. Oops. That's how that should have gone. Because what we know is, when someone fails a test here, if you fail a test, NSAC come out and say, yep, if you fail a PED test, NSAC come out and publish it. So what's the difference? If you fail an eye examination and they're not going to grant you a license, it's like, who else was there? There was some other old fighter. I can't remember his name, but there was some old fighter who failed a test and they refused to grant him a license. That's how it goes. When you fail a test, they refuse to grant you a license, or refuse to grant you, obviously, the rights to the fight. Same as, we know that every fight, boxers have to undergo a test here. If you fail one of them tests, they don't grant you license. Simple as that. So, where's that at? Like I told you, man, the commission, and I'm going to do a video on this in its own right, but I'm telling you right now, the commission, to back up what B-Hop's saying, I've spoken to the commission, and they haven't heard nothing about this, or they haven't, so far at least, they haven't told me, it was 100% Spencer's right, Because so far, we should be hearing, or someone should be able to tell me right now, a name and a date of the man or the doctors involved who said his eye was twisted up, innit? Should be that simple. The commission executive director should be able to tell me the names of said people who number one, ruled that Errol Spence's eye failed a test, and therefore number two, refused to grant him a license. Where's that information at? My man wants to be talking on all on the phone. What? Oh yeah, trying to be all on the phone. It's not that deep, is it? Either he did, or he didn't. Innit? Either there was people within the commission who ruled his eye failed a test, or there weren't. And he's gassing. And I hate to break it to some of you Team Spence fans, but so far, there ain't no one out there that's put their hand up and said, it was me from the commission who said that he failed a test and he can't fight. Oops. Yeah? Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because, like I told you earlier in my last video, so far all we've seen is a picture. I haven't heard from no official, I haven't heard from no doctors, I haven't heard from no one else apart from Team Spence. That's fishy, I'm sorry. Because don't forget, when you check out yourself, when you read any of the news articles that came out. In fact, read any of Team Spence's statements. Team Spence said, the commission doctors ruled that I couldn't fight. I wanted to fight, but the commission doctor said I couldn't. When you start mentioning commission, it gives it support. It makes it sound powerful, like it was out of his hands. Oh yeah, well, the commission said no, so it was out of his hands. He didn't have a choice. What he means to say is, him and his team told this. From what I understand, from what I've heard from my mole within Team Spence's, the true case is, Team Spence reached out to the commission and told them Spence's eye is all twisted up, and therefore we're pulling out. Do you man see the difference there? That's what I'm hearing's gone on. What's gone on is Team Spence reached out to the commission and told them Errol Spence has failed an eye test. His eyes are twisted up. He can't fight. That's what I'm hearing happened. The difference is, normally, as we know, every fighter every fighter has to undergo particular commission tests. Yeah? Before the fight. Failing one of them is different to just calling in. It's a bit like if you broke a leg 2 weeks before. If you broke your leg 2 weeks before, you'd call into the commission and say, I broke my leg. Can't fight. There's a difference there between a team calling in and letting everyone know that his leg's broke, and then turning up on fight night and trying to fight, or turning up on fight week and trying to fight, and then a commission fight week checks out your leg's broke. See the difference there? Completely different. And what we're trying to find out right now is which one it is. And from the signs I'm getting, from what B-Hop's hearing, it's not looking good for Team Spence. Team Spence be lying. No doubt. Anyway, let's move on to what the other things B-Hop said. B-Hop also said, the way this alleged injury manifested, it came out suddenly. No one knew of it before. Exactly. This is what I said. How can he was putting out statements 24 hours before talking about how he's about to retire Manny Pacquiao. How can you be in it? I don't know about you yet, but if my eye was all dodgy, how would you be doing interviews talking about you're going to retire him? How are you doing press conferences and all sorts? Errol Spence was out here, training and madness. How are you doing all that? And then all of a sudden, your eye is mashed. And what's difficult here to understand is as well, it's not as if we've heard a story of, well, Errol Spence was sparring on the Tuesday, had to go to accident and emergency, innit? If he was sparring on a particular day, and then he got rushed into hospital because he got hit a certain way after training, that would make sense. But they're alleging everything was okay, they went for their standard checks, and then something was found. That don't make no sense. Especially not to know people involved in the sport of boxing as well. Like B-Hop. B-Hop knows how these processes work. Insiders know how these processes work. They know that your eye can't just be A-OK and then randomly a doctor finds out for you. As I mentioned in my last videos, how many times have you man had an injury and a doctor has told you about it before you knew about it? Oops. No doubt. Anyway, the next thing B-Hop says. Stay tuned if you hear something else other than what the narrative's been. I think there's more to this story. Most people believe anything they're told and don't question it. If it was me who was injured, I would show an x-ray and actual evidence. Boom. Like I just explained. Where the evidence at? Apart from the picture that anyone could have made, where's the evidence? Oops. There ain't no evidence. How about that? And if there is, just post it. Don't talk. Don't comment. Post the evidence. No doubt. The last thing B-Hop says. People are gullible and will repeat it. Exactly. Look at the LDBC. Look at all the goofy Team Spence fans. They love it. And it makes me laugh because they're all, somehow, when Tyson Fury pulled out, they was all objective. They was looking at all the evidence. Now their man Spence pulls out, they shilling. They grabbing their ankles for Uncle Al. Uncle Al has got the LDBC grabbing ankles, their own ankles as well. The last thing he says is, I won't repeat what I don't know for a fact. I've got other reasons to think differently. And one of the reasons, you best believe one of the reasons B-Hop is talking about is that he watched my video the other day. No doubt about that. Yeah? And he's obviously got some of the same contacts I've got. And we've been hearing the same stories. Team Spence, they was nervous. Their butts was twitching. Well, Pacquiao was looking too sharp in training. Got them shook. All the way shook. They were shook him up, shook. No doubt.